Good evening, Yashwant.
Good evening, sir.
Are you fine?
Yes, I am doing fine.
Very good, very good. Am I audible and visible to you?
Yes, sir.
You can make adjustments. Yeah, Yashwant Naik,
Yes,
I
sir.
welcome you on behalf of KingMakers IAS Academy. My name is S.S. Javahar. I belong to 1984 batch of Tamil Nadu IAS cadre, and I retired as the Principal Secretary of Government of Tamil Nadu. Just a short intro about me. And this one-on-one session is unique in the sense it intends to enhance the confidence of the candidate.
Right, sir.
And it has three parts. First, as usual, we have one-on-one session. We'll have question answer mode, a conversation mode on your DAP, and few questions from current affairs.
Yes.
Then, second, you will have an opportunity where we can discuss about issues that you have, the questions that you have, which
Yes,
is
sir.
not available during mock personality tests. Often we go out with lot of doubts. I think this is
Yes,
the
sir.
time where we are being free. There is nobody else. We can discuss them. Number three will be, as usual, a feedback. I'll give a feedback on your performance, within what I could watch, the best of my ability and knowledge, and you can give your views and suggestions on this program.
Yes,
Because
sir.
improvement is always there. Every point we need to improve ourselves. So that's
Yes,
the
sir.
idea. I think we can get into the program. Can we?
Sure, sir.
Very good. Yashwant Naik, can you introduce yourself to the panel members?
Yes, sir. Sir, I am Yashwanth Naik. I hail from Hyderabad, Telangana. I have
Very good.
pursued my graduation in mechanical engineering at IIT Madras in a dual degree program. Then I have for 6 months at Gurgaon. September, March 2021, I have been preparing for the civil services examination. In my free time, I do calisthenics, and sometimes I also do photorealistic drawing, sir.
Very good. And you hail from Rangareddy district, Hastinapuram.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right? Is that Hastinapuram, where you stay, right? But
Yes,
currently
sir.
that is in Rangareddy district.
Yes, sir. It is on the border of Hyderabad and
Border.
Rangareddy. Yes, sir.
Okay. But officially it is at Rangareddy or Hyderabad?
Officially, it is in Rangareddy, but people consider it as part of Hyderabad generally. So,
It's
yes, sir.
almost so close to one another.
Yes, sir.
Why the district is named after Rangareddy? What is his contribution to Telangana?
Yes, sir. Sir, sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the person who Rangareddy is. I believe he was a freedom fighter.
Yes.
He was a socialist as well. L.V. Rangareddy. He fought for a socialist. He fought for farmer reforms. But other than that, I'm not aware of him, sir. So
Yeah, it's
I'll read
better.
on it.
Please read
Yes,
on
sir.
it, because
Yes,
you
sir.
know what happened. Why I'm asking this question is that it is not likely to come.
Yes,
but
sir.
where our preparations can go.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes, I have
now you're
to.
getting a direction where
Yes, sir.
even somebody can start with your Hastinapur.
Yes, sir.
What is this Hastinapur represent? Where does it come from?
Yes, sir.
Then you have to mention about Hastinapur, the kind of historical or mythological background, whatever be that. Like that, when you are hailing from a particular district, have an idea about why it is named after. Similarly,
Yes,
I also have, because it is very in Tamil Nadu, practice of individual was there. Many places it was dispensed with.
Okay.
Because naming an individual after a district, it doesn't reflect the nature of the district. The historical linkage of a district is lost.
Yes, sir.
The cultural lineage is lost. Suppose when I mean Kanyakumari, the Kanyakumari has certain speciality. If I name it after a leader's name, then what happens?
Yes, sir.
You understand? So a question can come like that. But there is nothing wrong. In a democracy, leaders have a place.
Yes, sir.
Right? So there is nothing wrong. When Washington can be named after Washington, George Washington. What is wrong in doing that?
Yes, sir.
But anyway, they do not have such a kind of extensive cultural and heritage background as we have.
Yes, sir.
So naturally, if I call Kanyakumari something else, the very importance that Kanyakumari is at the point of meeting three oceans. It's at the point of last point of India.
India.
That
Yes,
point
sir.
is lost,
Yes, sir.
right?
Hmm.
So you can the answers from your DAF that not be direct. So even direct questions, indirect questions, you can think in this way. Prepare them.
Yes, sir.
Just like
Yes.
who is Ranga Reddy, I am myself not very sure, but I said he is one of the freedom fighters who fought for
Yes,
Andhra
sir.
Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Particularly his contribution during 1956 when the Telugu they or what do you call your
To
Andhra
separate
Pradesh
state
was
of Andhra
formed.
Pradesh.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
separate. So these people, their contribution was huge.
Yes, sir.
So particularly in territory is lost. Remember, the particular language is also lost. So these are the kind of you can talk from our experience. You can keep them in your mind when you talk
Yes.
to them. You can keep them. So have an idea about who is this. That don't go for very detailed study. Have a little
Sure, sir.
understanding.
Little idea. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I always believe in what do you call when you go for an interview, use keywords, key terminologies. You use one word. If you are talking about education, you talk about ACER report, Pratham
Okay.
NGO. When we are talking about health, if you are going to quote from what you call National Family Health Survey, then I
Yes, sir.
understand that you know it.
Yes, sir.
When I mentioned why the CPI is consumer price index is followed by RBI, if you give a pertinent reason, a particular word, right, then I can understand. That's why a keyword he plays a vital role in interviews.
Yes, sir.
Particularly in kind of interview. Then have bullet points because you cannot be writing an exam there. You are making an intellectual conversation with the other person. So you have to drive home some points. So prepare your DAF well, where you
Yes.
write from your introduction. You know what happens when you are writing, you concentrate 10 times when you are writing. And at the end, you will know that there are always some extra luggage, some what do you call extra flesh is there. Cut them out.
Yes,
So
sir.
it makes very, very, very what do you call crisp, which in a normal context, we don't do that. Not necessary. But while you are preparing for an interview, it will require. After that, it may not.
Yes, sir.
So this point of because you cannot afford to wait. Another cardinal principle is that your answers must be long. It should be 30 to seconds.
Yes, sir.
30 to 40 seconds. It's possible to bring a good answer. But many times what happens is if we go unprepared, the best points come only at the last.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
be beating around the bush.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
we'll try to
Happens.
tell them best answer. But remember, there are 5 people. So they pass on the baton to the next member who will start asking questions. You can understand the difficulty. You have to withdraw from your existing answer, concentrate on the question, think about it, and give your answer. So that's an advantage of keeping an answer small. In case they are not getting the particular thing they wanted. Normally they'll give a cue.
Okay.
Not that they are all, always give the right question. The question can be little confusing. They'll try to amplify that question.
Yes,
You get
sir.
an opportunity, then you can explain it from there. Or they may say, why not you add something more? Because they have something in their mind.
Yes.
So they want you to tell that particular aspect.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as and when I go, I'll try to discuss with you. So,
Yes, sir.
so that's a model because everything cannot be kept at the end.
Yes,
I'll just
understood,
only
sir.
find
Yes,
it. Yeah.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that way
Sure,
it will
sir.
makes it easier also for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then the Lombardies have a beautiful language.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How do you say it's a beautiful language?
Sir, primarily because it is a mix of different
Yeah.
languages and also dialects, sir.
Yeah.
So, for instance, the Lombardy tribe were nomadic from Rajasthan to AP
Yes.
So what happened was there in traits from each language, some of the words are found here and there.
Beautiful.
So primarily it is an Indo-Aryan language based from Sanskrit, but it has elements of different languages, sir. And without a
Yes.
script,
Yes.
the language being spoken by so many people, it's a unique thing, sir.
Yeah. Even with the script, languages have their own beautiful distortion in regional levels.
Yes, sir.
In Telugu, you know how that happens. What
Mm.
happens for Tamil in different places.
Yes, sir.
What happens with regard to Malayalam, right?
Mm.
Even in English, India is spoken the way in which it has been
Yes, sir.
based on their own regional languages. Okay,
Yes.
so it's the best answer, what you can give. But this is something only you know. So you
Yes,
prepare.
sir.
These are the kind of a question where you can score, where nobody
Mm.
can say anything about it.
Yes,
You
sir.
are exclusive domains,
Yes,
right?
sir.
This is no right answer or a wrong answer for this. If you prepare, as you said, always, when the languages, sometimes they are beautiful, they become more phonetically good, very, this thing, they may have the danger of, you know, altogether, they may disappear. That
Extinction.
danger
Yes,
is
sir.
always there for any language, even for a written language, right?
Yes, sir.
But
Mm.
as long as they exist, the languages, when they are spoken down from one to another, there's quite a lot of mixes they come in. And
Mm.
the languages, you see, that is also a beauty for the language.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily it should be spoken only as it was spoken some 50 years
Mm.
ago. So
Yes,
do
sir.
dialects because I do speak a dialect
Okay.
in Tamil Nadu, right? So I know
Mm.
the beauty of the dialect. That is why, see,
Okay.
you understand how that flowers from my mind. A question.
Yeah.
It's how anybody who comes in the panel may
Mm.
ask a question. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Your father, I could see that you was a uh, AGM in
Yes, sir.
SBA. Is still
SBA.
in service?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So the banks are trying to perform better these days.
Yes, sir.
Do you have some kind of RBI or Government of India norms for bankings to regulate themselves?
So yes, sir. Under Banking Regulation Act 1949, RBI regulates all the public sector banks and private sector banks, sir.
Yep.
So
Is there any kind of a regulatory framework?
regulatory framework, as in priority sector lending norms, are given so that the banks, private public sector banks especially, can fulfill their promises towards common man of India. And other norms are given. So, for instance, we are seeing the reduction in NPS. It was 7% at its peak. Now it's only 3.2%, and we have a long way to go from here. So the norms are given on time to time basis by RBI under the Act, Banking Regulation Act, so that the banking sector is in a healthy place.
Right. And when it comes to the question of banks, cooperative banks play a very vital role.
Yes, sir.
Can you suggest why we need cooperative banks and what are their roles?
Yes, sir. Sir, why we need cooperative banks is because if we look at these bigger banks, they are reluctant to give loans to the common people, sir. Let's say farmers, smaller SHGs. They are reluctant to give loans because they do not have collateral, and also the rising NPA is becoming a burden on them. So what we need is these microfinance strategies to give money by pooling money from each other and give money to these sectors, or farming sector, SHG sector, women empowerment. This is the primary need, sir.
Very good. Who is the owner of a cooperative sector?
Sir, I don't believe there is any owner, sir. It is a cumulative ownership.
Yeah, that's what you have to say. Right?
Okay.
The most
Yeah.
important, important aspect it is there is a constitutionally it is also mandated. The
Yes, sir.
people can come together, they can form different areas, of cooperative societies in different areas.
Yes, sir.
Can you
Mm.
form a housing cooperative society?
Sir, I am not aware of the specifics,
Yeah,
sir.
you can form. What inspired you to become a what do you call a photorealistic painting?
Yes, sir. So photorealistic drawing is something I've started at a very young age, sir. I'm also proud of it because it is a skill which I did not take any formal training for, and I'm pretty good at it at this point. So I started.
Is it handed down by genetically from any of your parents, grandparents?
Nothing such thing, sir. We have practiced. Me and my brother used to compete with each other
Good.
since when I was in second or third standard. So when I was five or 6 years old, since then we have competed in drawing, sir. So in a way, we both are good at it at this point today.
Very good. So, what was the latest photo that you have drawn?
So the latest photo I've drawn was of a character of a TV series, sir. Character of a TV series of Tokyo Money Heist. Uh, there's a character called Professor where he hides a mask like this. So it came out really well, sir.
Okay, very good. So why not you draw some Indian leaders? Have you ever done it? You can mention that also.
Mahatma Gandhi I've drawn, sir.
Yeah, you can
Previously. Yes, sir.
You can mention Mahatma Gandhi or anybody, Abdul Kalam, whatever you have done, right? Some
Yes, sir.
leader. So
Yes.
that will have you connect more with. You are trying to connect more with Japanese or outside India. So
Yes,
try
sir.
to
Yes.
connect them, right? Very good. And you understand that recently a scheme has been evolved by Government of India, by PM, for the development of PVTGs.
Yes, sir.
Could you recall what is that program?
Yes, sir. Pradhan Mantri Janman Yojana. Yes,
What is
sir.
this Janman Yojana?
Yes, sir. Sir, in this Janman Yojana, a huge amount of money has been allocated to bring people of PVTGs into the national mainstream by improving their living conditions, sir. First, it could be water and sanitation, improving healthcare facilities, improving their educational facilities. Educational facilities is also important because they have their own language, sir. So the language, local language learning is also important. Adequate homes, pakka homes. So these are all the areas where we look at to bring overall development.
Very good. When there are already 75 PVTGs have been identified,
Yes, sir.
and their schemes are already available, what is the need for this new scheme?
Sir, for PVTG as such, we didn't have any concrete schemes, sir. Yes, we have had other schemes like let's say PM Awas Yojana for free
all
housing.
schemes they give priority for tribals, right? Particularly PVTGs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this PVTG, why we brought it out is that we need a targeted approach, sir, for PVTGs. The PVTGs do not integrate with national.
The most important thing is what you are saying, all right. But a recent study was conducted by the government.
Okay.
Despite this PVTG classification and having given them all the benefits under these schemes, the intended benefits have not reached them.
Okay.
So now that is why they wanted to focus it. They want
Yes,
to
sir.
focus. Not exactly, it gives only one scheme for one particular tribe or one area. So
Yes, sir.
they may be, somebody will be lacking housing, somebody will be lacking communication facilities, somebody will be lacking absolutely no education.
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the idea. And besides, as you said, their language, traditional knowledge of the tribe,
Yes, sir.
they need to be also preserved. So that
Yes,
is
sir.
the idea of this government scheme. Very good. This is how when you give this kind of a reply, there is no need for any statistics, even the name
Yes, sir.
of the commission or the committee. But you can say, because well, only these are the, when the reports come, when the recommendation come, as an officer, as a civil servant, I understand what is the problem,
Yes,
which
sir.
otherwise I may not. So I try to act upon how policy intervention can be better done, can be better, so that
Yes, sir.
they reap the benefits properly.
Yes, sir.
And the inflation, RBI depends on consumer price
Price.
index and not WPA. Why?
Sir, why we depend?
A loaded question.
Yes, sir. Sir, why we take CPI? We have to look at what components CPI has, sir. CPI has broader range of products from WPI, where WPI focus on manufacturing and supply side of things. CPI focuses on demand side of things, sir, which matters for the common man of India. Second, the food component of CPI has been given a greater weight in this index, sir. Thirdly, there is this division between a rural CPA and urban CPA, which helps us better calibrate our economic policies differently towards these different economic situations, sir. Yes, sir. These are the things I can think of, sir.
Very good. You are given a very complex answer. But still, in my mind, I have one particular thing. WPA does not count for service.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So taking that is always very deadly and dangerous because people are affected because of the service. Say the petrol cost, the
Yes, sir.
transportation cost.
Hmm.
So that's going to be affecting them. The health services. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
going to be housing. That's going to be affecting them instead of
Yes, sir.
merely,
Yes.
So the service cannot be taken out. When the service is taken out, that is how the CPA became a central point
Yes,
in
sir.
2014.
Yes, sir.
But your answer is very good, but I'm trying to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Sure.
That's all. Otherwise, your answer is an excellent answer. Absolutely no problem. And there are, you are mentioning about CPI, rural and urban. Do you have any other CPI?
Sir, I know that there are other CPAs, sir, but I'm unable to recollect.
It's a, number one is an agriculture worker, another is an industrial worker.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
this has been done. Of course, this part is done by economic advisors. That was done by Ministry of Employment, Commerce and Industry.
Yes, sir. Labor.
That because every detail is being applied. Why this question arises? Because you said about CPA rural and urban.
Yes, sir. CPA rural and urban.
Now you understand when you are giving an
Yes.
answer, you are providing some inputs for the next question.
Next question. Yes, sir.
So your mind should work. If I am giving this, is likely to ask. Then
Yes,
you always try to load one question for which you have a better answer.
Yes,
Which means that you are trying to make the entire team running after your questions, not you are running after them.
Yes, sir.
This is a kind of a technique. It cannot always help,
Yes.
but we keep it in mind.
Yes.
Because normally the tendency is the best knowledge. But suppose another question comes on that, how do you approach them? There, you'll find it difficult to reply.
Yes, sir.
So that should be kept in mind when you come up to when you're from going away from CPI to CPI rural urban. So naturally, I'll expect you to know that there is two more
yes,
agriculture and industry. And there is an unemployment is a major problem today. Can you tell me what kind of forms of unemployment are prevalent in urban and rural areas?
Firstly, in rural areas, there is this disguised form of unemployment, sir, where marginal utility is zero in the agricultural sector. In the urban areas, there is this frictional form of unemployment, sir. In the frictional form of unemployment, where one employee quits his job to find a job in other company, this is called frictional form of unemployment, sir. And overall in the economy, we have a structural form of unemployment, sir, where the lack of manufacturing sector opportunities, where there are no industries, this has created a structural bottlenecks to have unemployment in the economy, sir. Yes, sir.
So is it RBI by increasing the interest rate is also responsible for this unemployment?
In a way, it is possible, sir, because the increase in unemployment leads to investments not pouring down in our country, because loan taking situation will become difficult since there is a higher interest rate in the economy. So new investments will not come in, new industries will not come in, new employments will not be generated.
Yeah. At the same time, they are mandated to retain the settlement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that monetary policy is also very important.
Yes,
so
sir.
it is taking a stance where
Yes,
it does not, affect the inflation on one side, but another side, automatically, as you said, it affects the industries from taking loan and what you call developing more work, more infrastructure work,
Yes,
leading
sir.
to this. When it is tripled, it leads to unemployment, particularly in
Yes, sir.
unorganized sector. Nearly about two
Yes, sir.
thirds of our work are generated from this unorganized. Use some kind of, when you talk about employment, use this unorganized
Unorganized
sector.
sector.
These are all,
Yes, sir.
keywords.
Yes,
When
sir.
you use these keywords, they'll understand. Very good. And recently, I'll find that there is a new. It is a news. India Middle East corridor was a news.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir. This IMSC corridor was taken up by India in the G20 summit, sir. It was a part
Actually,
of.
It was taken up much earlier, but this
Okay.
was discussed again in the G20. It is not
Okay.
an offshoot of G20 alone.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Sir, so what has happened after this Israel-Hamas conflict is that it has increased the distance between Israel and Saudi Arabia. These two are the main participants in this corridor, sir. So what happens is this corridor is from Mumbai, from India, we
Yes.
connect to UAE's ship port. From there, through land, it goes to through UAE, Saudi
Yes.
Arabia, Israel, and through Haifa port, it goes to Greece, sir. So if we have the Middle East component
The
is
idea
not
is to
working
connect.
together.
The idea is to connect to Europe,
Europe,
and from
yes, sir.
Europe to US and Canada. Right?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, it
As
can go. Once you to
yes,
Europe, it's easier to
it
find it.
will. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
In a
you
way, it
can
is
go.
an alternative to Red Sea corridor, sir.
Okay. Very
Since
good.
there is
In this case, Turkey has a different view because Turkey is not a member.
yes, sir. Turkey said that Turkey was angry that we did not consider Turkey for the project, sir. So uh, maybe we could have considered Turkey by bringing Iran in the picture, using Chabahar port as well. But given the situation, probably we'll go towards that solution. We have to wait and see.
Very good. See, the point here is, as you said, that Hamas that has halted this project because the problem is they are able to develop the infrastructure within every country.
Yes, sir.
They are
Hmm.
multimodal, right? So it's
Hmm.
either a railroad or road transport or a river transport, but it's all isolatedly it is done. But
Yes, sir.
now we need to give connection.
Yes, sir. Hmm.
So one country to another country, the connection needs to be given. Then only
Yes, sir.
it can be fulfilled. The
Hmm.
G20 to express its importance. It said that
Okay.
we should go upon, and it is a very important because there is a threat to supply chain.
Hmm. It's
There is a
also as
threat
a
to
competition to
energy.
BRI.
Yeah, that's a BRI.
Yes.
That is one
Yes, sir.
exactly everybody is worried about, right?
Hmm.
Ultimately, everybody is worried about China's dominance.
Yes, sir.
So they know the word of necklace that is being formed against
Uh,
India.
yes,
So
sir.
nobody wants any domination by China.
Yes.
So the very idea of keeping Turkey off from this project
Hmm.
is to pacify US and the European countries.
Hmm.
Because
Yes,
being
sir.
a part of NATO, it is always against Europe.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is a kind of a what you call geopolitical
Geopolitics. Yes.
situation. But
Hmm.
whatever you have said is right. Very good.
Yes.
I'm giving you a little more inputs. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Right. Recently, the YASWANTH, the
Hmm.
Pratham NGO, the
Yes, sir.
YASWANTH report, they make an annual survey. You are aware, right? Educational
Yes, sir.
survey. So they did what you call the Beyond Basic.
Yes, sir.
That report. What are the salient features of the report?
Salient features as such, what are the outcomes that has been come
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of the report, sir? Yes,
yeah.
sir. Sir, it has said that in the 14 to 18 category, children they are unable to do basic mathematical calculations like division operations, sir. Also, another interesting finding is that the children are able to learn these smartphone devices much better than the basic mathematical or other problem solving techniques. Sir, other than this, it has also shown the positive aspects that a gross enrollment ratio in the primary education is rising. Yes, sir. These are the outcomes, sir.
Very good. Very good. The AI Act has been passed by European Union.
Sir.
AI Act, because they know some of the developments are quite deadly and dangerous.
Yes,
They have
sir.
categorized the AI-based R&D and startup in 4 categories. Could you recall what are the kind of categories the AI Act was divided into?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm unaware of the act as
Yeah,
overall.
this is
Yes.
because always, anything GDPR,
Mm.
the data protection, always you see it is not the US, but it is the EU,
EU. Yes,
which
sir.
makes the what you call gold standard, international standard acceptable. That
Yes.
is how
Yes,
they are
sir.
very popular for. So
Yes,
now
sir.
they have also classified this R&D into 4 categories.
Okay.
It is something like a pyramid where the topmost is unacceptable.
Oh, okay.
Anything
Mm.
relating to what you call genetic engineering or anything
Mm.
relating to bio. So they said it is
Okay.
unacceptable, don't involve in this. Those are
Okay.
all ultimately banned. Then there are next categories to carry on with the regulations, with
Okay.
the strict
Mm-hmm.
regulations. And third will be minor regulations.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
fourth is unrestricted, like Chat GPT,
Yeah.
like that. You're making a drawing, you're making a calculation, you're making the inputs that are already available from your
Mm.
internet. That's not a
Yes, sir.
problem.
Mm.
So okay, there is a what do you call the government of India has brought out deep tech policy recently. Deep technology policy, deep tech policy.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm unaware
I've
of it
seen,
actually.
I've seen a lot of not importance has been given by the newspapers in this regard.
Yes, sir. I have
They,
never heard of it.
that's
Mm.
why I'm feeling sometimes if people like us we go and find more information because the deep tech policy because it is not a
Mm.
people are media, the people,
Yeah.
kind of people employed, their
Yes,
knowledge
sir.
is so restricted. Yeah,
Yes,
unless the
sir.
government gives them the detail, they don't post
Mm.
it in their video
Yes,
or
sir.
audio output.
Mm.
So the deep tech is like our AI,
Mm. Yes.
ML,
Mm.
and all the recent
Yes,
uh,
sir.
technology development. India wants to develop them. That's the
Yes,
very
sir.
idea. Already we have
Mm.
schemes like Digital
Yes, sir.
India scheme. So this
Mm.
particularly is the idea to develop. Sometimes we leave out one particular technology. That's why they wanted to have a policy.
Yes, sir.
I think
Also,
we almost had about 52 minutes.
yes, sir.
Hope we had a very nice discussion. Now,
Yes, sir. It was very fruitful.
very good. Now we'll go for the second part, your doubts.
Okay, sir. So, are there any major issues you find where how I answer my
Yeah, I'll give the feedback.
questions?
Yeah, I'll give
Yes,
you
sir.
the feedback. I'll tell you.
Yes, sir. Because the thing is, the way answering my questions, should I go with the bullet points or should I go with a elaborate paragraph kind of answer?
Very good. This is a very important thing. That's what I said. Suppose if you are going for a cooperative,
Hmm.
then it becomes easy for you to narrate with a bullet point.
Hmm.
One,
Yes, sir.
two, three, four.
Yes, sir.
If you go for a kind of a deep tech policy, then you have to
Yes.
be what do you call? You have to
Through
generate your
narrate
own
my yes, sir. Yes, sir.
narration. So the
Hmm.
narrative can change from person to person. It should be
Yes,
very
sir.
personal, right? Anything we don't want textual narration. Most of my
Yes, sir.
questions you would not come across some direct questions that I ask from DAF.
Yes, sir.
So the idea is that if such questions are asked, then how do you prepare yourself? That's the question here. Very idea. So in that case, always I tell you use the kind of a template is not going to be helpful.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Single
True, sir.
model template is not good. Where it is something like they'll come out with a question like, what are the ethical aspects of AI?
Hmm.
Then you can say,
Yes, sir. Hmm.
or you can give a descriptive. Problem with the descriptive is that you cannot give what you call the entirely you cannot cover.
Hmm.
Like
Yes, sir.
expected questions,
Hmm.
either the banking because your dad is in the banking sector, or if there is a mechanical engineering side if they want any question, because I
Hmm.
did not ask questions from anthropology.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Indeed, my questions do not have, but there are, of course, PVTG when we are with
Yeah.
about
Yes, sir.
language,
Yes.
anthropology comes in. That can be a question where you can give bullet points. One, two, three, four. Bullet
Yes,
point
sir.
is not like ending. It should be a
Yes.
conversation.
Yes, I
But say,
understood, sir.
sir, I find 3 points. One is this, second is this, third is this.
Yes, understood, sir. Yes.
For demerits, I could say this is number one, this is number two, number three. It comes to my mind.
Yes, understood, sir.
So you can be a mix. I say it can be when I say 30 to 40 seconds, not necessarily. It's a general guidance. That's all. Sometimes it may require even simply saying yes, sir, I agree.
Yes, sir.
Suppose there's, many a time I've seen they give a very long question.
Yes, sir. Monologue.
Monologue they make without any this thing. They'll say, what is your point of view? What do you say? After all, I want only my marks. I want 200 marks out of 2. Because nod your head because he is actually taking time. Then he say, yes, sir, I fully agree with you, sir.
Yes.
Suppose they come out, then ultimately, no, I think there are some issues in this. Do you see any issues? Then means that he has something in his mind. Then this is how we understand, in a conversation. Happen to this in the mind of the other person.
Yes, exactly.
Whether it's a business conversation, family conversation, friends conversation. In a friendly conversation, it will be more overlapping and it's very jovial.
Yes,
But
sir.
this is a formal
conversation. Yes.
Very formal, very, very formal.
Yes, sir.
But you can take it from me. Is the first interview for you?
Second interview, sir. I have given one interview in 2021.
What happened there?
I scored poorly, sir. I scored 149. The reasons would be that missed some easy questions. Is one. Secondly, the first question itself, I think I messed it up, sir. Regarding Taliban.
I think you can erase everything out. Just now you think you are a fresher. You're appearing with more
amount
knowledge
of
and
knowledge.
experience.
Definitely, sir. Yes, sir.
So that way it will be helpful. You can think in terms of minimum 190. I say minimum 190 because it is possible.
Sure, sir.
But not necessarily. Sometimes the problem is that we are giving a very long answer. We will try to give an introduction. Then people fail. Because we don't require an introduction. Suppose if you ask about cooperative, you say, sir, cooperatives are allowed in a constitution. The constitution
97
says, then there is the 97 amendment. These are all required, you can say. Many things we say because we know it.
Yes, sir.
But tell anything that is relevant. You understand? That should be relevant because this is what he said, when you're talking about everything, my mind is, are you going to tell me about this service side? WPA
CPA, yes.
CPA service.
Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned then what happened? Look at this man. He is meeting me. There is quite a lot of subjectivity comes in.
Yes, sir.
Subjectivity. So they will be very kind. They will be very nice. I always tell them, don't look for their niceties. We want only mark. Let them shout at us. What do you want? You want to mark. So try to impress upon them. Because that way I don't find any this thing, excepting when you are answering, people try to write a mains answer.
Yes, sir.
With an introduction, then bring content, thinking as if the other side doesn't know about it.
Yes.
Go directly into the point. That's a conversation. Any question? So
also my demeanor as such, is it okay or should I change?
It's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. Maybe we'll be going with a quote, I believe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's very hot here, so
yeah, I know. There's no need because I'm used to it. I'm doing it. So what you do is you always go with your natural this thing.
Yes.
That's good. Demeanor is good. When you are raising your hand, when you're speaking, everything is good.
Yes.
Maybe I think you have.
I will shave it. Yes, I will. I will shave it. Yes.
Good boy's appearance should be there, right?
Yes, sir.
After that, what you do, nobody's going to question.
Yeah. Yes. That's it from my side, sir.
Okay, fine. Now we'll come to the last. This, quite a lot of discussions we had in
Yes,
between.
sir.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want to go to any particular question. But I find your knowledge is very good.
Okay.
Because from any answer, because I've been traveling from international relations to your hobby, from economics, some
Hmm.
philosophical content, cooperative, constitution. So we are jump from subject to subject as is expected of a civil servant. Because
Hmm.
the civil servant, when you are sitting with people, they'll be asking many questions. You cannot say,
Hmm.
listen, now I'm not
Hmm.
ready. Let him ask that
Okay.
question.
Yes, sir.
So that's a kind of a preparation when you go to meet a group of people. I didn't ask any, what do you call, situational questions.
Yes, sir.
Like kind of, what will you do in case of what happens if you are a collector? How will you manage the child workers?
Yes, sir.
How will you manage the anemia among women?
Hmm.
How do you manage what do you call what do you call the nutritious meal,
Hmm.
chunking, wasting? How do you manage that?
Yes, sir.
So these are the kind of a question. Any number of questions can be asked. But only
Hmm.
thing is we have inputs. Now we only need to know the mode in which those questions should be answered. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Because
Hmm.
knowledge you need not be gaining because they already tested that.
Hmm.
So maybe, somewhere we do a mistake of telling either, too much of ourselves or too much of out of context,
Yes, sir.
or if they find that this he is not telling a truth,
Hmm.
little artificial,
Yes,
is
sir.
trying to be. That's why I said when you want a pictorial, this thing, don't go for telling something which nobody can understand. Sir,
Yes,
I
sir. Yeah.
recently drawn this, but I have drawn many of our leaders like Mahatma
Yes.
Gandhi, Netaji. Nobody is
Hmm.
going to ask you to produce it
If
immediately.
yes, sir. Hmm.
They will ask only what transpired, what inspired you.
Understood. Yes.
Like, what inspired you? How do you
Hmm.
enjoy it? And you can say it is
Hmm.
like writing a poem. So I
Yes.
enjoy every moment I do it, sir. But these days, because of my civil service preparation, I'm not able to do it.
Yes.
I've not
Hmm.
done much to work in this regard. That you can, that's a good admission of
Yes,
truth
sir.
is always good.
Yes, sir.
So do that. So knowledge base is very good. Your answers, I can say it's good, excepting sometimes you are trying to give an introduction, which is not required.
Hmm. That's
Go
it. This.
straight,
Hmm.
hit the nail on the head. Start
Hmm.
right from, RBI, it is mandated to regulate the inflation. Yes, I know
Hmm.
that fact. So you understand that particular
Yes,
starting block.
understood, sir.
Right
Yes, sir.
away, you have to go, what is CPI and what is WPI?
So in a
So
way, what
then,
I'm trying to do is, I'm telling the introduction. I'm framing an answer. I'm trying to think what are the points.
yeah.
So probably what I can do is take some time, think, and then give the answer.
Not that every time you cannot take answer in a conversation, right?
Okay.
When there
Hmm.
is a troublesome question, what about freebies? Do you think freebies can be permitted or can be banned?
Hmm.
Then you said, sir, I'll take a minute,
Hmm. Yes, sir.
think for a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go about an answer.
Hmm.
Because for all the questions, you cannot give the right answers.
Yes,
But
sir.
only thing is, they will find that you are capable of giving what you call it comes from your heart. You don't hide anything from them.
Yes.
Even if you are hiding, it should be you are capable of hiding in such a way that others do not suspect. That's all.
Sure, sir. Understood.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. And number two is this long answer.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I don't find any problem with regard to your this thing. As usual, when is your date?
It is not in phase one, sir. It is yet to
Okay,
come.
very good, very good. Now you
Yeah.
start doing it in course
Yes.
of time from Kingmakers one-on-one or mock interview. We are always ready to come up with you. If you ask for any questions, because many questions that I ask may not be relevant directly,
Hmm.
but it is all to provoke you to think in a different way and answer.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
That is the very idea. So
Yes, sir.
prepare yourself.
Sure, sir.
You have to prepare some 100 to 150 questions.
Hmm.
Write down answers. So from any direction they ask, you will be able to reply them. That's it,
Yes.
right? So that way I'll find overall I'll put you 9 out of 10.
Thank you,
Why
sir.
I'm putting 9 out of 10 is that you have more time. So this one
Sure, sir.
person you
Yes.
can clear.
Yes.
Always, should be confident. It's a, people when they go inside, they'll find a person who is very suitable. They think, okay, here I find a person who can be straight away sent from this gallery to that gallery,
Understood. Yes,
unselected
sir.
to selected. If you want to
Yes, sir.
select, they will give you a rank between 160, 170 or 180, 190.
Yes, sir.
You understand? That's the
Mm.
level. So this 140, you need not worry about the past performance.
Yes, sir.
That
I
doesn't
will
count
let go
anything
of
for.
it.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
just go. It's
Yes.
all happened. Everybody tried. Everybody tried 3 times, 4 times. Nothing is
Yes,
happening.
sir.
Still, every
Mm.
time they are trying to improve ourselves. So that way, I'll find you are a very good candidate. We are always trying to help you out. Approach Kingmakers for any help.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It
Wish
was
you
a
all the
fruitful
best.
conversation. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. What is your views on the program?
Sir, it is very good, especially in the fact that you're asking a question and then you're telling an answer, how you can better tell an answer. This format is very good. It's unique. I've never seen in any mock site. It is very unique. Also, the points on cooperatives. I was not very well prepared on cooperatives, but I got good amount of points. So thank you for that.
Wish you all the
Mm.
best as a successful person. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.